Seeing glitter spinning. Your team is not performing that well, it's okay. Just log into Free Fire and make sure you get some of the sweet in-game rewards because there's a bunch. I mean, you can kind of see them on the screen right now. Honestly, I want that EWC bat right there. Just support your local team, claim your rewards, and I mean, I can hear it from the back too. Everybody wants a bat. Can we actually get one? Because I would love to have one. Yeah, in the
when we do.
What is the jersey? The jersey was a question mark too. A question mark is currently what the Indian teams are having above their head because it's not looking like what we saw yesterday from Survival.
Yes, I am so sad actually because I am here to represent Lucifer, who is now at the casting desk. But again, I mean, they do have some opportunities because we all saw what happened on the previous match where Buriram got taken out by Tag. They came out with a vengeance from being eliminated early on the previous game to taking out the biggest threat. And of course, we also saw how S8UL eliminated Falcon right on the previous game. So they do have what it takes. It's just that somehow the consistency when it comes to getting those points, now that is questionable. It's the rotation that I think they might have to reconsider again.
We talked about yesterday about the mentality of some of these squads. Maybe this is what the Indian teams need, Neptune. Taking those big fights against the top dogs little by little. And the thing right now, with the way that the leaderboard is set, whenever we get a chance to end up seeing it, you'll see how compact everything is as well.
Oh, one thing that hopefully doesn't happen for them, despite of them taking down big dogs, is that ego. The ego wherein, yes, they're confident already to take down one, but falter the next match. And that is what happened for Team Apex Gaming. Because yes, they did get one team earlier on a match of 3, but in match 4, it's Fluxo who did take them down.
Yes, I mean, Tag were amazing. They were a beast on the survival stage. I still remember correctly on game 3 where Shoto had 4 elimination on his own and 1,966 damage points with 7 assists. But looking at the overall ranking finals, this is interesting, 7.
It is interesting. Team Falcons, a team that's currently challenging as well for the club championship, does have a booyah. Just keep that in mind because right now the top 4 teams, all of them do have a booyah. Whenever we reach that 90-point threshold, the way that you'll have to be able to win it is going to be with a booyah.
I must say that this is going rather quick. I mean, we have 70 points already from AGAL.
Yeah, and look, we're talking about booyahs, and who doesn't have one yet? Fluxo, okay? Look, the rise to the top 4 in match 3 is exactly what we expect from this team. I mean, the aggressive fights, the adaptability. There was a part where they had Falcons on height of bridge and then AGL on the south of them, but however they did that, they maintained composure and defense in that situation. Did they get the booyah? Obviously not, it's not on there. But it was an impressive game from them to be able to move from their position that they were in to get that second place in the third match. And match 4, you know, they did prioritize early eliminations, which did sort of put them into that 4th place position with only Falcons like having 1 more point than them. So this is what we expect from Fluxo, but it is the consistency that we don't tend to see from them. It's just they get the big games in, and that's how they're maintaining their points.
That is so brave of you to say because we're standing right behind the supporters right now. But one thing that I can also say is that at least they're doing better than my Indonesian teams, okay?
Yeah.
Because as we all see, EFOS and Arkaryuk are having quite a hard time. They only have 41 and 36 points overall now without any booyah. So I'm just hoping and praying because like I said before, they are booked and busy on the previous matches. They somehow had the worst positioning of all time. This is just not their day.
Yeah, I do agree, especially in that moment where Ma could have survived, like trying his best, but unfortunately, like he was just caught off guard. And that has been the same situation even in the regionals in Southeast Asia. So I thought he did manage to pull out of that because there were some instances where even in a shotgun, he can battle it out. He can duke it out against a 1v1 and 1v2, but that is a different mode, a Clash Squad. In Battle Royale, I think they are just going back to their usual ways and it's not working.
And Neptune, talking about the next map coming up, Nextera. I mean, we usually end up looking at some skills. We end up seeing some crazy stuff. What are you specifically going to be looking at for Nextera?
Oh, this is where the teams will be farming all those eliminations because despite of this is similar to the size of say Purgatory or Bermuda, we are seeing a lot of compounds in here. Most of the compounds is a hiding spot for those who's trying to survive as well as a vending machine available. So this is where in most cases in tournament we get to see a lot of revives and then a lot of elimination as well.
Now the question is, who's doing the farming and who's getting farmed? Because right now, like I said, I am hoping and praying for our Indian teams because they do have what it takes. We all seen that happening on the survival stage, but somehow right now they just have to shake off those final jitters, I think, because
it even looked good for SAUL for that one moment, but then what happened?
I don't know. That's exactly
Tell me, girl, what
we should be asking to the players because they look chill as hell right now. And we need to get them refocused because next era, again, this is not going to be an easy map for anyone.
Yeah, it's definitely not going to be an easy map for anyone, especially for those bottom teams. But at this point, the one thing that they do have going for them is that you're at the bottom. You got absolutely nothing to lose. You might as well just send it. And I think that's why we have seen them previously fight against those top dogs as well.
And one thing that we expect right here, based on the numbers, is Burim United might be going for a comeback. Because so far the average they have is 20 points for each time that they step into Nextera. And who's following them would be RRQ as well as MIBR loss. So there's a huge potential that 3 regions or 3 countries will be taking that Booyah in this map.
I mean, when we started today, we were talking about Burim. We were talking about the points that they were able to get, right? During the groups, they were averaging about 19.7 points. So far today, even though they had a great performance in game 1, they've only been 11, so a massive drop-off for that squad, Conchita.
Yes, it is. But then again, if we take a look at the Booyah list, 3 out of the 4 Thailand teams has gotten it. So maybe it's just about time. Then again, Buriram United Esports, they were doing so well at the elimination points up until that time when they got eliminated early. So there's still hope for Buriram United Esports. I am keeping an eye out for them. And Nextera, once again, this is one of Wasana's favorite map, actually. He said it somewhere.
I guess Buriram just don't want that World Series and then to back it up with the EWC 2026 trophy. I guess you guys just don't want it enough. So
they're giving other people a chance to catch up.
That's so humble of them.
When we were talking about the overall, we saw first place there with 70 points with AJL, and then going all the way down to Lion, I think they were somewhere in the 53-point mark. So honestly, one Booyah can make the difference. We already saw what happened after 2 matches earlier on. I can't wait to see what it's going to be looking like after these 2 matches, because if it's anything like what we just saw previously, it's gonna be absolute madness. And you know what? I want to see that madness. I know you at home want to see that madness too. Let's send it to Nextera.
Well, madness is exactly what we're going to be getting as we go into this map. AJ warned us that this map could possibly be match point, because of the possibilities of some of these teams popping off. Just now, Neptune already said 3 teams, BRU, MIBR Lost, as well as RRQ, have high potentials of going huge on this map. What do you think, Lucifer?
I don't like it, Tash.
Why?
I went on the stage and was like, hey, this is the time that teams are trying to take it away from Southeast Asia. But look at it, as we are back towards our match number 5, 3 teams from Southeast Asia are ready to get to match point. And that just feels like it might just go back. But doesn't matter, the cooperation looks really good. AGL, Twisted Minds and Falcons looking forward to a chance on the game trophy. This is Nextera, the last game where you know the clear path to, because every game after this is randomized and you don't know where you're heading in the flight.
Yeah, you're basically going in blind in this situation. Again, there is high possibility of hitting that match point, but the question is which team will be able to clinch in that final Booyah to go home with the trophy and the championship title.
Flight path right now cutting the map in half. Nothing much to be worried about for any team. If you want to go up north, you have a chance at Intellect Center. And if you want to go to Deca Square, which is so far in our previous days of the journey, the 3 days was very sought after, and even our last few circles ended up near the Deca Square itself. And right as now, it's only going to be SATL. However, towards Rush Town, we see Falcons and a mix of Loud and Loud. They are the next best in case of Southeast Asia do not find their match point. It is going to be Loud.
Yeah, Loud looks really good. I think in the first match was a bit more quiet from them, but they started to warm up. And I think it's really scary because they are a type of team that is just really patient with how they play, and we saw some gunshots coming through from them as well, so we are going to be seeing this fight happening. But at the same time, I suspect that for the players of Fluxo, they're keeping a close eye on this team. Limit already chunked out so low, even knocked down, but the revivals are quick. But Loud is just happy with his early 2 points.
2 points. The Binoculars used to get to know where more players from Falcons are, so they know Pina is also close by. Not exact coordinates, but Pina, he'll also be snuffed out very soon. He's running out in the open. He doesn't have an idea that the player already ahead of his position. And very soon, Falcons, even though they've got the revive, will also lose another. On the other end, Burira finally back in action. He was supposed to be the one closest to the match. They pushed. They need to rise up the ranks, get back to around 20 points. At least in this game, I don't see a possibility for Burira point as compared to the others.
Great attempt. Also successfully being able to pick up Trap in his position. Could be able to go to 1v1 against Nyx. Aware, drops down the walls, but able to bring Trap back into the game. Great work coming for this team. Positions all noted. No one is truly safe in this area. And now, wants to jump off from this site is looking scary. Attempts coming through here from SAUL. Jack on the other side of the glue wall somehow will go down as AGL so meticulous with how exactly they take these fights.
SAUL needed to win this if they wanted to deny AGL the match point. And with that not happening and AGL getting the eliminations, they will now slowly get closer towards match point, and they need only 20. And if they activate match point here, meaning match number 6 is where they just need a booyah and they will close this entire Esports World Cup 2026 for Free Fire.
That's Loud just now as well, looking really good on how they played this area. And I have to say, those early fights were really good. Loud knowing when exactly to let go and leave as soon as a third party came is the reason why they're able to have these really deep runs and survive till the end.
AGL, they would want to be the ones who survive till the very end, grab as many points as they want. 4 eliminations right now, and right in front is going to be Loud. The team, not from their region, but the challengers as best. They've been showing consistency from the very first game. Got the booyah in the beginning itself, but it's not been a case where they continuously get a lot in terms of eliminations, whereas AGL, they've been better in consistency and just secured a booyah in the previous game. And AGL, all gamers global. What a global title for themselves. They won it in Clash Squad, and now they want a Battle Royale, and Nyx is down. Cypher. Oh no, a counter knock coming through. That's in from Loud. The challenge for a 1v1 is only for a knock. No confirmations, but Duo has been found out, so that's going to be trapped. More falling. Cypher as well. Loud are not taking this easily. They instantly want to challenge. Nice hit coming with the throwable. Cypher is still brought back to life. Chrono being used. Cypher might have patched himself, but BZP with the melter. He's surrounded, gets one. But Cypher will be happy that Nameless brought him back to life, and BZP out. AGL still functioning. However, Nyx is the only one floating above because Stab just got taken down. So troubles and problems for Loud.
AGL looking very aggressive here, but we also are seeing Twisted Minds join in on the fight. 2 members from the team knocked down already, quickly taken away. And Cypher is limping right now. Forced to hide in a corner, forced to just really keep quiet and keep his head down. If he wants to be able, just go for that reset. Regardless, the rest of Twisted Minds not really interested in going in for this hunt, rather prioritizing survivability and positions later. But as for this side of the map here, Fluxo head toe-to-toe up against the Falcons.
Fluxo, W7M. Their fans have been non-stop on the drums, chanting their names. And now they need to get to that position. Taking down Falcons will give them massive points and deny Falcons from getting towards match point. Melta was already used, so the aggression still continues. While we take a look at the circle, which is about to make its own shift, to bring its own gameplay and a push where teams will not be ready for it. What a quick shift it's been. a drastic one, moves through the complete eastern edge, leaving only almost Twisted Minds at the center of it, and it seems like the whole ploy is being towards Twisted Minds, maybe being the champions as well.
SAUL wants to go in for this fight, wants to be able to play comeback here. But Fluxo is definitely not a foe to be underestimated here. Troll, great on the opening. They weren't aware of his rotation from the other side. A nice piece of cut across. They've been able to do it. MT7's position noted, but movement is good. Being able to take some chip damage, but not enough to drop him down. Bunzin goes up close and personal, dropping down a member of SAUL as Bobs. The damage is good toward Bunny, but no knocks yet from their side. And in this situation, they're barely alive, with Troll looking to find the final member. Bobs knocked down already. MT7 running for his life.
MT7
are there, and SAUL overcome the Giants.
Troll, this man was on the stage with us. 4 eliminations, and SAUL Esports take down another runner on this title, making sure their attempt is back again. Next era, this matchup is going to be crucial for every team that's making a comeback. So is Buriram. RRQ also needs the points, but them all playing outside the zone means this could be an opportunity for the others who are inside the circle. And taking another opportunity is SHUL. Now it's Lion on a challenge. Noors down, Jack as well taken down over there. Della, he's the one who made the hit. Games Kings North, and for the time being quickly Della to recover and patch himself. Puts glue walls in the container. And Noor wanting to help his teammates, but he's going to be surrounded and he'll also be knocked.
Completely overwhelmed. Lion doing great with the timing, and they've been very, very opportunistic throughout the entirety of today. And now, in this situation, a little bit more further out of the zone, but they do have the opportunity to get into the area, since the area on the northern side is fairly empty. The only team standing between them is just TAG.
Team Apex Gaming. We just saw what SAUL were able to do, but both SAUL and Team Apex Gaming are sharing the position on the overall ranking. Not great. However, Jack trying to make it better. Spots limit, but damage being done by Jack as well. While on the other end, front runners is what we were talking about. AGL are on the top of it. Cypher gates by Rigby. M590 to do the damage. Confirmation also to follow through. Nameless trying to hammer MIPL loss, and then successful blows being landed. Nameless now covering the outer fronts. Ravan, after his losing his teammates, wants to make a run, go for a revive. But even Rigby, he will not deny on this challenge. He will try to stand for it. It will not work out, as AGL will have MIPL loss surrounded and swept out.
Yeesh! Talk about a team that's just really walking in the around the area, just sweeping it. Looking really good right now as we look at the entirety of this circle. Majority of it, at least the best positions in my opinion, have been completely taken over here. EVOS on the western side, Twisted Minds and Loud sharing that southern side as well. Now I'm just waiting for these two to just really duke it out, because we all know how bloody it can be.
Binoculars were used, so information's being relayed on either end. Twisted Minds, we spoke about it. AGL might be at the top, a team from Thailand, but Twisted Minds, they were a team that nobody had to bat an eye on. Nobody thought that they're going to be, because AGL's there, Buriram's there, Falcons is there from the region, but Twisted Minds, they're twisting players, hands and legs to make it happen. SAUL also trying that similar approach. They did battle against Falcons, but now Pina running, ring around the poses to try and see if there's a chance. He runs away from Bunny, but will be spotted. Pina still going for a 1v1. It'll not work out. It's going to be a max 7 end for him. And SAUL...
The brilliance, but this is the capability of what they're able to do. Riding high on that momentum, being able to take out the Giants. And now they continue on here. Northern side, they have the compound and space. And if you were to look at the zone right now, the southern side is about to get hectic. A majority of teams rotating through. Looking at the areas as well, for AGAL, I would say this is one of their best ones. 10 eliminations, not too far there, as the Falcons and SAUL each are getting completely destroyed in their own compounds and areas.
AGL Two different teams in front of them, Twisted Minds as well as Loud. But Buriram, they have only one. That's going to be RRQ. Get High is out. Problem striking. Dutch confirms, lands as well. And Vasana trying to bring Buriram back. He will be put to his knees. Dutch will be recovered because Lance is closer. Buriram having a teammate, Jonah, who gets closer. Moshi from afar tried his shots, but none of them worked or connected to RRQ. But this breather was enough. Buriram is back in action, and Buriram also getting help from EWOS. And now EWOS helping them out. RRQ are in trouble. Dutch, can he recover this? Only good for an exchange, and instantly he will be shut down. And that's the end for RRQ.
RRQ looked like they had a really great start there. Buram, this is a situation they really needed. Quiet in the last two games, needing to play catch up despite the great start. As for SAUL, Bunny getting knocked down by Lion. Making sure that they dot their I's and cross their T's, and even going for more. EVOS is now pressured since Lion does have a high gun advantage.
All Gamers Global now making a rush towards Loud. Already a casualty over there. Can they confirm the elimination? No, Loud managed to recover, but the push is still there. And helping out was Twisted Minds, and in an instant, Loud wanted to get out, and all they get out is out of the game into the lobby. Loud Snickers. They were almost consistent, but with only 4 points in this game, nothing much, but more points coming in for Buriram United Esports. As Twisted Minds did help out over there to AGL. Now they have their own concerns.
Yeah, they're on top side here. They are safe for the time being. When they found Limit, they knock him down. As for EVOS, wants to wrestle away this space away from Lion. But they're just getting knocked out. Their space just running out. Della waiting in the wings. His team is shepherding the players of EVOS toward him. A beautiful nade takes out Abax. Russia gets knocked out as well. And a quad for Lion. Joker going huge in this particular round. EVOS eliminated.
Joker! Already Lion has 26 eliminations in total, and now they've spotted Twisted Minds. A knock was dealt, and that's the warning coming in from Lions, because they're going to be the beasts of next era. Falcons Keroro trying to close the distance between Buriram as well as Twisted Minds, but he only read that there was players on the roof, not inside the compound. And Keroro, if he jumps in, it's going to be trouble, but trouble already for AGL right behind the bus. Riptide Rhythm, Flash Freeze all being used, and Lion are peppering them with bullets, and Twisted Minds are dropping nades after nades to trouble AGL.
Yeah, AGL, terrible position to be in. Not a lot of space either, and they're completely crunched from multiple angles, above or below. They are gonna get chunked down here. And Lion, a lot of space to work with, but this circle shift is about to get interesting. Yes, Buriram United and Twisted Minds has a little bit more space. Guakos getting knocked down here, should be able to get picked up. And AGL looking to rally back.
Lion quickly recovered. Thankfully, they did not lose their sniper. AGL, however, Nameless gets hit. But there is a chance, glue wall and recovery. This is just the back and forth now. Exposy finds on Joker. Well, it'll be a quick recovery, but Exposy, can he find another? Nice monster truck being brought down. Blocking vision for the time being. Yoka trying to find an angle. It's not possible for the time being. But Lion, if they pull this off, 27 eliminations already. We were talking about records. They might be getting closer. Aurora was the last time who managed to get closer to it, but they did not close it out. And all Lion are doing is a knock after knock after knock. We have to see when do teams manage to not able to rise up. No revives, and finally it seems like AGL have had enough. They make a rush.
They are forced to take this fight as well. AGL, a bad situation turned into a good one. Desperation turned into a win. They have the space right now, looking to overwhelm the players of Buriram United. And this is huge. Really stop Buriram United in their tracks. Continue their silent run throughout the last few maps. Buriram United, their backs out in the open. Lion take full advantage of this. Wasana knocked down. Well, get high, barely alive. But they're holding on for life. As the AGL members also are in trouble.
Trouble is not stopping. Cypher managed to jump, but he'll still be picked off. That's going to be the Twisted Minds, and AGL are out. Comes down to the last two teams. Lion and Twisted Minds. Twisted Minds are getting closer towards the match point, but Lion have a race to reach. Opening yet to be found. Games King was knocked, but that's not going to be enough. Twisted Minds now rotating, trying to climb up the hill, but Joker at the angle. He puts jump down, needs a confirmation, and that's when the numbers will change.
And this is really interesting because both these teams, we haven't seen a very healthy fight in a while here. Joker decides to move away here. Both players, both teams looking to prioritize positioning. They know exactly what the Twisted Minds players are. And Lion wants to try and take away that space. But it's a high climb, playing this angle where Twisted Minds have all the advantage. Diamond with the high ground and even those snipers. It's going to be really hard to really challenge this space.
Riptide Rhythm being used, but he'll not be troubled. On the other end, Diamond will be because Joker came up close. Putting the player on the roof down, and now look at this, Lion closing in because they know the zone's closing out Twisted Minds. Della as well close by. They need the confirmation. Twisted Minds have lost the player. Games King finds the bounce. More falling through. Jump is down. One last player, and Lion, they roar. They get the booyah, and they take and break everything on Next Terra.
Next Terra was said to be a map for other teams, but they decide to go aggressive. They decide to take this fight with gusto, and they are fearless. From a bad situation to a good one, disadvantages upon disadvantages, and turned into advantages somehow. This team rally, and this team decides to overwhelm. Don't count them out, and suddenly everything up in the air. Match point is we're still wondering when exactly that's gonna happen.
They crushed Keys yesterday, and today opportunities of match point being crushed. 45 total points. Lion break all the records that anybody thought could have been left as it is by Falcons, which was done. Aurora got closer, but they couldn't. And Lion, they do it. The beasts of Next Terra making a comeback in the grand finals. Looking forward to match point. What a play, what a position. Look at this, Joker, unbelievable stuff. He did find his opening, but this was the crucial one. Putting Diamond out. How did they make it happen? That is crucial with Della going up close. Let's hear them out.
Crazy work coming from Azul. You could tell how much they wanted it. They were super hyped. Like as you mentioned, match point denial coming from this team. And if you were to see their record throughout this entirety of the week, they didn't really get activated up until later. We've seen moments of it, and now records are broken. And most importantly, what the heck was that ending?
What was that indeed? I agree with you. But AGAL, they got 22 points, and now I'm afraid. It was 70 points before we started this game, and now that match 5's ended, I think they've made it to match point. The only team that have made it to match point. We'll take a look at it, but let's talk about the key players. We were talking, the highlight was entirely on Games King when we always spoke about Lion. Yes, in his region, when we were seeing their games, it was yes, him, the MVP, finding eliminations, but when it was necessary, the whole team stepped up, except for his name. Everybody else was there. That tells you when Games King could play his own game, and on top of it, Joker as the sniper. Oh my God. He made sure Twisted Minds, if they thought they had a chance, it will be swept, vanquished, and cleared from their minds.
You know what's really interesting as well? We talked about it because Twisted Minds had the prime positioning. They had the compound, they had the high ground. Even Diamond on the top side there had all the information he needed. But that one shot coming in from Lion to take down Diamond, and suddenly it just felt like a huge collapse. Suddenly all their defenses fell apart. And that's what I like seeing for Lion. You are being very opportunistic to turn the tides. Regardless, we're going to take a breather, and when we come back, let's see what exactly will be going on here in the grand finals.
We were there for every click, every clutch, every respawn. We were there for the years of grind, and we're here now. The proud founding partner of EWC, powering the biggest event in gaming, shoulder to shoulder with the world's best, making history. Greatness deserves a stage. Lenovo Legion, reach your impossible.
lot of people are haunted by their past. I'm inspired by it.
They're not just playing for themselves, they're really playing for their entire family.
They have defeated their demons! They have crushed the curse!
Everyone, the match point has started. We have two teams activated the champion rush. Lion and AGAL with very impressive points, 89 and 82.
That is amazing indeed. I mean, just take a look at that last game. Lion, they totally won our heart over. They had it really hard against Twisted. Twisted had the better position, but they were quick. That they were super fast. A booyah, first booyah for Lion today, and they got 33 elimination points in just one game. They were struggling at the beginning, but 33 elimination points is huge, Yunsol.
The youth energy is getting fired up right here, and I want to talk about Joker. He is such a nice sniper. Wait, getting himself 11 elimination points is amazing. Very incredible, right? Super love that guy, actually.
And of course, if we're talking about the match point, they are now 6 points ahead of AGAL, and that is something that we should look forward into going on the next game.
92 as well, and I think both of them can activate it. Both of them had activated the champion rush already and just need one more booyah to become the champion of EWC 26 Free Fire right here. But behind right that, we still have Twisted Minds, 87 points, and Loud, 71.
Yeah,
Pretty
and that
close.
is amazing. And you just saw what happened in the green room. You just saw our reaction because that game, that match was just intense. But now we are surely having high hopes for Lion and hoping the other could catch up to them, because this is what they show exactly at the survival stage. I mean, technically, Lion was also one of the very first team who got the booyah during the group stage, right? So we all know that they do have what it takes to be the champion.
Well, this is the first time a LATAM region can rise above and become the champions. What do you think?
I think this is going to be huge, and I'm pretty sure that we are in for some more surprises. But now I think it's time for us to go back to the casters. I'm sure they have a lot to say about the upcoming matches. So Yunsul, are you sure that your team can still make it? What's your team again? Oh, no, they did not make it. I'm so sorry.
Why are you being like
I still have 2 teams. I still have RRQ and EVOS, and I do hope they are going to put everything they have on the land right now and activate those match points.
Oh man, this is getting real hot right now. 2 teams already on match point, and 2 teams are about to bring home trophies for the first time to their own regions.
Cutthroat is the competition. Liger talents down there as well, Conchita and Yunsu. They were at each other, but this tells us how this competition is turning out. Records broken in a grand final stage. And that is not from your Southeast Asian teams, not from the Brazil team, from a team who've made it and got their match point activated because of their booyah with 45 total points. That is Lion. And now they're moving into the next game. A total of 98 is what Lion have secured with 65 eliminations. AGL, for a second I was worried AGL did not get it, because looking at how they were taking the points, obviously I think AGL, this was a close call, and they'll be happy that they got to match point. Even if Lion managed to secure the booyah in the next game, AGL will manage to try and defend it. So chances for AGL also there for becoming a champion.
That's right, and this is where things get really hard. Getting the match point is not the hard part. Getting that booyah, however, is. It's as though you're putting a big, I would say, target on your back. And it's as though you have to have that mental to make it all the way to the end. Playing slow, is that an option? Maybe. But will other teams allow you to do that?
Not sure, as the flight path, as we see a little southern favor just above Santa Catarina and ending at Mammoth. But still, teams manage to traverse. But one team traversing into a battle directly is going to be EVOS and MIB a loss. Buriram and Tag once again happening. It seems like whenever it's Kalahari, it's time to start off with battles from the very beginning. And Team Apex Gaming right now at Buriram. Last time they did eliminate Buriram, but this time it seems like Sahil Jat and Vatsana as well. 1-1 elimination each, and Wolvin also goes out.
Getting eliminated so early, EVOS Look how quick Brum United just completely overwhelmed, left no space and moment for TAG to completely pick up the pace.
And while that replay happened, MIB a loss. They were the ones who put EVOS out here at Shrines. TAG and Buriram was again drop clash previously. TAG had to go to Santa Catarina. They decided, hey, let's take a hit at Buriram. This time it did not work out. But Buriram, when we talk about that, it seems like they have a challenge very soon. Lion, who just broke the EWC record, are now going towards Stone Ridge. AGL on the other end, they better be wary about it. If they don't read into this, if they're not ready into fights, and if they end up losing players, yes, not a team elimination, I hope. Player still is okay, but they have to be worried as Buriram get hit by Lion, and the battle strikes.
So completely tunnel visioned, unaware of the positioning, the layering of how the Lion players have placed themselves. Now we move over to the Falcons, just side by side to the players of TAG. And this is interesting because usually for the Falcons, it's all about going aggressive here. They go do that against Trap, quick to find him. But the rest of Loud, very, very comfortable on the other end, able to move away.
I think it was just Loud trying to scope out for information, and Trap just got spotted out without knowing that players were behind him. But one more team right behind Falcons is this time Team Apex Gaming, who just made a recovery. But look at Pino's jump, oh my god! Shoto instantly put down and getting on to follow up. Falcons, they're the ones who are flying and clipping the wings over the Siljart position compromise. Riptide also used, and he will
cross. But definitely, I have to say, Lucifer, this map is definitely a lot more slower than the first few maps today. Everyone's so cautious. No one wants to give any opportunity.
Bound to happen. Two teams have match point. If you mess up, one of those two teams will become champions. Crush your keys, put it in their trophy, and for the entire year will be reigning kings of Free Fire. And you do not want that. That is the reason the teams who are the closest, Twisted Minds as well as Loud, they want a recovery. But Tag, they are not finding any recovery at all today.
It's like a marathon of just recoveries for them.
Revive, and revive. Nothing on the elimination front.
Look so, the crowd's so loud for them, giving them that energy, and Diamond will be the first one to get knocked down here quickly. 1 point in the bag here, and T7 does find one of their own, but they are going to be rallied back. Because you do have Twisted Minds here that do still want to play. Jump, knocked out already, 2 eliminations for Fluxo.
Twisted Minds, thankfully they got away. They are 3 points away from match point. If they don't get there in this game, they have to only hope that AGL and Lion, they don't win out. And thankfully, Falcons are trying to deny, but Games King says no once again.
He's playing insane right now.
Kerolo, his confirmation comes through. And now Lion are quick to check and pounce upon if there are more Falcon players here.
Now for AGAL, also up here, ready for that trophy. But Lost looking to just really shut them down, not able to do so with General. Going to get knocked down here. Rigby tries to at least trade, can't do so. Blocked out by those glue walls. And quick to reposition. First elimination in the bag. But for Made in Brazil loss, you see Yago pressuring Barros, forced to move away. He barely survived that encounter. And now AGAL not able to overcome. So what they're going to do here is they're going to try at least hold on their positions, try to isolate Yago, be aware of where everyone is, but they cannot get any more eliminations.
AGL do not even want that. They just want a booyah. Even Lion. But Lion are still pouncing upon opponents, taking them down. They have 6 eliminations already. Just did lose out a player. And that's due to the launch pad they took, but that's still okay. However, they have a hit list on them for the next 1 minute. The position to the team who activated the hit list will be pinged, and they have to be wary about it. And that's going to be the Falcons. Initially, Lions did take them down, but Falcons, I think, want to fly and swoop down, put their beaks into the Falcons, and take that beast away.
It's going to be no one really around. So Fluxo, they can become the gatekeepers they want to. No, Twisted Minds knows exactly where MT7 is. Takes a lot of damage already. Will tie by a bit more time. The long-range weapons that MT7 has is lethal in his hands. Exposy is getting shot back in return. And both these teams temporarily on a stalemate. Exposy, the glue wall falls, takes quite a bit of damage, forced to reposition, but able to put another one down. The electrotherapy will give a bit of space. Not for long. Teammate knocked down. The Bat is here as well. MT7 going to be completely overwhelmed here. Tries his best to at least steal away a pickoff. Not going to be able to do so. But still, Gio decides to join in on this fight.
There's more from Fluxo. There are chances that Fluxo can take a hit, but it seems like there's been a call made to retreat, to not continue this fight, because if they keep giving eliminations to Twisted Minds, that is them going to be activating match point. And Twisted Minds, their chase doesn't work in their favor. They almost were about to lose 2 players. They did lose 1, but instantly knowing that Fluxo is close by, they decide not to continue that fight with this disadvantage.
Gotta take this slow, you gotta be very, very safe. But the very least here, for you and the rest of Fluxo, they can be the ones to keep Twisted Minds out of the zone. But if you take too long, the Lions are going to go on a hunt. And Lion is now here. Their strategy of going completely aggressive, taking fights left, right, and center has been going very, very well for them.
Twisted Minds, only 1 elimination, meaning they will jump to 88. They need more players to be at least eliminated. 10 in the lobby. If a team gets eliminated, they bring it down to around 8, they'll start getting placement points and they might make those 3 points. But this is how pressure works, especially in the finals. You know, with match point under threat, if you don't activate it, somebody else activates it, and then the booyah to follow is the game being closed for Free Fire. And that is why Twisted Minds are also along the same line of how we are seeing AJL trying to play safe and secure some of those eliminations, those points.
The position coming in from Lion, instead of just going in for this fight, decides to prioritize positioning, and it's good. They got a compound, and most importantly, a bit more advantage to the players of Twisted Minds and even Fluxo. To see Buram United still out there in the open. We thought that last map would be a change in pace for this particular team since it's very, very quiet. But we haven't seen more from them.
And the other time they had a clash, somehow